Welcome to Gio's Randori, the Judo podcast from Giovanna Scocimaro. My name is Luigi Scocimaro. I'm the brother of Giovanna and co-host of this wonderful podcast. And today we have a really lovely guest, Hannah Martin from the US. Welcome, Hannah.
Thank you for having me.
And as well, as always, Giovanna in this podcast.
Hi, and hi, Hannah. Thank you for joining our podcast. First time in English. And I hope everybody will love it or understand us. And of course, hi, Luigi.
Hi. Yeah, so this is the second effort because in the first try we had some issues, but hopefully we get through it now. And I think everybody who is watching judo will know Hannah because Hannah is in the judo bubble, let's say, for 10 plus years on international competition, always in the medals. So we are very pleased to have Hannah today in the podcast, and I think we have some good questions that we get to know her a little bit better. But in the beginning, I would kindly ask you to introduce yourself, like in 2-3 minutes, what you're doing, where you're from, and maybe where you get to know Giovanna.
So thanks again for inviting me on your podcast and speaking in English because, as we know, my German is not very good. I could try, but it would be horrible for everyone, I think. But so I moved to Germany 6 years ago. I first was living in Leipzig, and then I moved to Hannover about almost 4 years now. It's been quite a long time. And I'm training in Hannover at the Olympia Stützpunkt because my husband, Miguel Ogando Lapsch, is working there. He is the coach of Giovanna. So this is why I know her. We train almost every day together. And
yes.
So this is why I know her pretty well. I'm originally from the USA, obviously. You guys probably know. But I'm from the state of New York, not New York City. I'm from upstate New York. So I would say like the countryside of New York. And this is where I started judo. I started judo when I was around 8 years old with my first coach, Jim Herbeck. And then I moved to a different club and started working with Jason Morris, who is a silver medalist at the 92 Olympic Games. And I think he helped me to improve my level and to get to to be able to win medals on the international stage early on in my career. And now I'm still doing judo at the age of 34. So can't believe it.
Yeah. And as many people, I guess, know, you also have a baby. You gave birth like nearly 2 years ago.
Yeah, almost 2 years ago. Next month, it's like 2 years. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't mention that. Yeah, I have a baby as well. It's a really important fact, actually.
Actually, yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, don't say sorry that we do it in English, because like for us, it's good. We want to spread all over the world. And we also want
more international listeners.
Yes.
Yes.
Also, our English is not the best, like as yours, but still, we're happy that you joined us today.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay, so we directly start with the first question, like our main question. Why did you start with judo?
I would say judo was, it was like an accident, like my father wanted my brother to do judo, not me, because he didn't think I would like it because I was a girl. And I used to always complain about, my neck hurts, this kind of thing. I was kind of like a baby, but
now?
Excuse me. Sorry. Now I can only complain now. My neck actually does hurt, but like I only complain now
because now it's bad.
Yeah, because now I've been doing judo for so long. But it was kind of an accident. He wanted my brother to do judo, not me. I basically begged my father to do judo because I was like, if my brother can do this, like why can't I? We used to fight each other, like. I used to fight my brother. He was a poor little 6-year-old and I was older than him. And I used to always basically torture him. So I think judo was a good idea. So I can like get this energy out on other people and fight. So I really like to fight. I was really a mean kid growing up. You can ask my brother. He always says I tortured him. And so I think judo helped me become more of a maybe nicer person.
Because you could fight legally.
Yeah, yes. Fight legally. Definitely.
Yeah, like we were saying, like in the first round, I can't believe that you were like me when you are a kid because you're so nice and friendly. It's like for me really unbelievable.
Yeah, like you know the word bully? Like I was like a bully
Yes.
growing up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I really can't believe.
I know.
That's crazy.
But Hannah, I kind of see you as well, or me inside of you, because when we were growing up, I also tortured Giovanna, because I think that's maybe the one reason.
He wanted to kill me.
Yeah, but she was really strong as a child.
So it was hard to fight you because you were like.
No, it was not hard, but she was like a cat. She had more than one life or one life. Yeah. Because I was throwing her down the stairs, and But anyways, let's go on with
topic for the next podcast.
Yeah, we can do how we tortured our siblings in the next podcast.
Yeah, so let's go on with the second question we got, because this is always a question that's very interesting for me, because I watched a lot of American sports, for example, basketball. I'm really into basketball, NBA basketball, and there are like these 2 or 3 big other sports like hockey, football, baseball, which I think everybody goes to these sports, and it's very popular. And also very popular all around the world. And we wanted to know, in the US, is it like in Germany that judo is kind of a niche sport, or is it more popular than here in Germany?
Judo is definitely more popular in Germany than it is in the USA. It's definitely
Really?
a niche. Yeah. Oh yeah. I know we're like a bigger country, but by far, I believe that there's more people practicing judo in Germany than USA. Because we don't have like the same quality like clubs, and the amount of people is just the number of people we don't have, because everyone is doing, like you said, like baseball, basketball, soccer, volleyball, all the team sports, because they're really easy to. It's really easy to do them. They're in schools. There's a lot of recreational clubs. You can go to university and play. So there's like this is another aspect. Like you can get a scholarship for university and go to school for free. With judo, you don't really get a scholarship to go to university. So it's like picks a sport that can help you further your career, you know? So judo is like for people that really love it in the USA, honestly, or are a little bit crazy, I guess, you know?
Maybe both.
Definitely both, yeah.
But it's like not weird, but you also have like really successful athletes, also like winning Olympic medals. Like, for example, you mentioned your coach, or also like I can mention like Kayla Harrison. She also was like double Olympic champion. So there's still no interest for more people to do like judo.
I mean, now that the Olympics are going to be in LA in 2028, there you can see a lot of there's a bigger, younger, you know, like cadets and junior crowd right now, because there's a lot of excitement about, you know, we're going to be able to send a full team, and it's going to be right in the USA. So we're trying to, you can see there's more excitement around judo, but still it's still very hard to keep people in judo in the USA. So yeah, we have a lot of kids doing judo, but then once they reach senior level, it's very hard to like reach the next level, because there's no money really to send athletes to, you know, training camps and things like this, or to just train in Germany or France for months, because there's just not enough money. And so after you get to senior level, you see a lot of people quit, because it's hard. It's hard for everyone, you know, like to make this change.
Yeah, of course. Especially like when you said, if you don't have like the money to pay for it, or to go to the competitions or somewhere else.
Yeah, because you only can get your level can only get so high when you are training, you know, in a small club in the USA. So like people like Kayla and the ones that were successful, they trained everywhere else. They went to Japan, they went to France, they were staying in Europe for a really long time, even when they were younger. Because I used to travel with Kayla when we were like juniors. We would go to China, we would go to Great Britain. We went everywhere and traveled. So I think there was a good group of us when we were juniors that we traveled everywhere else. But if you don't get out of the USA, it's quite difficult to get to the next level. Like you can train in the USA, no problem, but you have to go places, you know?
Yeah,
and,
to
get this experience, and it's just totally different level. Europe, like you just go to Europe in itself, and it's just so much harder than going to South America and training. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like right now, we were talking. Luigi mentioned like the really popular sports system in the USA, and it's like known all over the world. And what is like the process in judo in comparison to the most popular sports?
So what do you mean, like how to progress in judo compared to the other sports? Is that the question?
Like you mentioned, because you said that in for example basketball, I know it very well because you enter in high school and you're playing for your high school team, or you have an LSU program, and afterwards you go to university and you can get a scholarship. And you mentioned right now that in judo it's not possible, and I was thinking like this should be the regular process, because if you have the sport team in your school, you are always in school from morning till afternoon.
Exactly.
And how you can fit in the judo lessons.
Yeah, so like so there's no judo after school program. You know, you go to school, and then judo is like it's like a hobby, you know, like a niche, like going to like a gym or like a CrossFit gym. It's kind of like this, you know, it's not in school. So that's why there's no process of development. Like, oh, we go to middle school, we go to high school, then we go to university, because universities don't offer judo. There's only maybe like a few universities in USA that offer judo, but it's maybe like 2 or 3, honestly, out of the whole country that offer judo. And it's not it's difficult to get a scholarship there, maybe, or it's just not where they want to live, you know, because I think if there's one in California, and I think maybe that's it. So if you're from New York, like me, you don't really want to go across the country to leave your family to go to California, because California literally is like 6 hours by plane, you know. So I never thought about moving to California for school. But so there's no judo in school. So I think that's why it's hard to progress and get better, because you're doing it after school, like at 6 p.m. after you go to school. Yeah. So
how long was like the way from school, from your school to judo?
Like 30 minutes. So I would go, so I mean, it's by car, 30 minutes by car. So so I would go to school, I would come home, do my homework, and then I would go to judo at like 6 p.m., 6 to 9 to train. So that's pretty normal. And then, I mean, when I was younger, I didn't do gym or running, because I just did judo because I didn't know any better. So when I was in high school, I didn't have this like sports and conditioning coach or anything. I just did judo literally until I got into like the senior level. That's when I started changing my training. Obviously, you have to.
Yes, of course. But I think like at the beginning, it's like normal that you just like train or just do judo, and after like a time period, like how you said, when you're like getting older, you start with running and go to the gym and stuff like that. But before, it's like really important. I also think like really important just to do judo, because like running and going to the gym is easy, but doing judo is so hard. And if you're like young, it's the best way to improve. Can you say improve?
Yeah, improve, and improve your technique and focus on your technique. So I did this growing up, but it's just like very cool that now that I live in Germany, I can compare like the differences. And I see like in the Olympic Training Center we're at, there's like, cadets, they're doing gym program, running program. They have like 5 coaches or 3 coaches helping them. And I was like, I never had this growing up. So I feel like you're so lucky in Germany. You have so much support.
Yes.
And sometimes I'm like, how did I get this far? I didn't get so far as I would like to, because I think, I didn't have the this like system that a lot of countries offer. So I had to find everything out by myself and figure it out on my own, traveling alone, no coaches, no coach with me, spending my own money. So when I'm here watching the young kids, and I'm like, wow, they have no idea how lucky they are, you know? They're so lucky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course. But it's like, also you can be like really proud about what you achieved all over the time, like by your own.
For sure.
Yeah. It's there's both. I'm like, oh, I could have maybe gotten farther in my career if I had more support, or it's like maybe I wouldn't have had the same motivation or fire to improve if I didn't do it on my own. So I think it's a cool story. It's a cool journey I had.
Of course.
You know? Yeah.
Of course, really.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason. Yeah, and
exactly. I always say this. I'm like, there's a reason why. Like, that's my story is like this. So
yeah. And it's not finished yet.
Exactly.
definitely.
I'm still here.
Yeah, we wanted to know at which point, especially if you're like in this US judo system where you don't have this high level support, like you mentioned now in Germany, at which point you were thinking yourself, okay, I maybe can go pro in judo? So
I qualified for the Junior World Championships in 2006. That's how old I am. And so my plan was to quit, to retire after 2006 and focus on school, like go to university and just focus on school. I wanted to be a physical therapist. Don't know why, but I wanted to be. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the Junior Worlds. I fight, and then I'm finished with judo. So that was my idea. I went to the Junior Worlds and I saw all these athletes. I thought I was good at judo before I went to the Junior Worlds. I thought, because I was winning junior nationals. I won a few. Yes. I won a lot of competitions in like my area, my region, and Canada and stuff like this. So I thought I was good, and then I went to the Junior Worlds and I was like, oh my god, I am not as good as I thought I was. And this is what made me want to like change the way I trained and to start being more professional. So this is really like, it was like an eye opener. Going to the Junior Worlds and seeing the rest of the world, the best juniors in the world competing with each other. And I was realizing, okay, I'm not that good, So this is what helped me, I think, become a better senior athlete. Yeah.
Did you like realize it when you were fighting against your opponent, or when you have seen everybody in the warm-up area, or like when they were fighting? Because like there's like...
Yeah, it wasn't when I was fighting. Different. It was when I was watching like the warm up area, other fights, other fighters. The way everyone was, it was so much more professional than I was used to seeing. So this is what I was like. I was like, oh, I want to win a big competition like this. That's what I was thinking. Because I think I won like 2 fights, and then I fought. I don't know, maybe I was fighting 57 kilos back then, and I was fighting Kari Matsumoto from Japan.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And I only lost by Wazari, so I was like pretty proud of myself. But then I was like, okay, like I'm not at the level to win a competition like this. And I wanted to be. And then that's when I started to think, okay, I want to do this. I want to win a big competition and go to the next level. So yeah.
Wow. But it's like cool, I think, because even if you like losing against the Japanese just with the Wazari,
I was proud back then, as a junior.
Yes, it's like as a junior, you are proud, but you can bet Japanese. Like, I wouldn't say it's no problem because it's hard to fight against them. It's like hard to fight against everybody. But still, that you had like the eye opener and be like, okay, I want to kick some asses in the future. That's great.
Yes. I mean, I really was going to stop doing judo after this. I was like really like finished. I wanted to go and live like the typical American like party university lifestyle. Like I was really this was really what I wanted to do. And then I went to this tournament, and then like, look, I'm still here doing judo. Like it literally changed my mentality, because I didn't want to end judo like, oh, I was just like a good USA junior player. I think in my head I wanted to be more. I wanted to be something more international, I guess.
Yeah, and now we have to say you're one of the like greatest athlete from America.
Oh, thank you.
You are. There's always a way to be proud about.
Thank you.
So, yeah, you were mentioned like before that you're already like nearly living 6 years in Germany. And how is it for you to be so far away from your family? You can't be like, oh, I take the car and I'm in 1 hour, I'm at home. Like, for example, like me. So you have like to take a train, like not the train. You have to take the plane. Yeah. You have to take a plane for like really long fly. And yeah, how is it to be far away from your family, from your colleges, like also from the members of the national team, from your coach? How does it feel for you?
Now it's become more normal because I don't, I think ever since COVID, I'm like, okay, this is my home. Germany is my home now. Like it's really okay. But when I was, for many, many years, I was traveling and staying in Europe for a long time. So being away from my family wasn't like a big deal for me. I think it became more of a big deal after I had my daughter, after I had Zoe, because then I was like Miguel and I were like really both alone in this country. And yeah, we have friends here and people to help us and support us, but it's not like like if you're having a hard day and you just need like 2 hours to like go grocery shopping or something, I can just be like, oh, I can drop her off at the grandma's house and grandpa's house. I can't do that. Like she has to come with me everywhere. Like she comes to judo with us, like, and some days it's just not a good day. And it would be nice if like we just could call a family member to help. So now I think more I miss not being close to my family than before. Because before it was okay. I would go to the USA once in a while and I'm used to not being close to my family. And as far as being with my teammates, it's a very individual sport. We don't really have like team trainings or, we don't really meet in the USA. So we just meet on trips. So it's not a really big deal that I live in Germany and training without them. So that's also okay. But now that I have Zoe, this is the hardest thing. It's not having the grandparents around to be like, here you go. Please take her. She's driving me crazy.
Yes, I do believe, because it's like you can't be like, okay, just take a plane.
Yeah.
Fly over.
Just take a plane over and watch her for 2 hours while I go to judo training.
And yes, we have to be honest. Like Zoe is so often, like sometimes I have the feeling she's more often on the mat than I am, and I'm the athlete.
Yeah, right. It's like she's.
It's crazy.
Yeah, she's there all the time. Like sometimes, she's there than some. She goes to judo more than some of the athletes there. You're there a lot, Giovanna. Don't
yes, I am. But she's a lot there too. But it's cute. Yeah, it's like I think it's good for her.
Yeah, she loves judo. I mean, okay, I hope she loves judo, but I think she loves she likes being on the mat. It's a fun playground for her. That's
that's true.
Yeah.
You mentioned that with your colleagues or members of the national team, you meet up on competition and all those things. And I was wondering, do you have any obligations from the US national team that you maybe, I don't know, once in a while you have a training camp together in the US? Or because I think it's like really interesting, because you are like in Europe, it's so far away. And if you want to go to the national championship of your own country, it's maybe you have to take the plane and be like, I don't know, 8-10 hours, maybe more if it's on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Jet lag too.
Yeah, jet lag too. Seriously. So actually, I have a special arrangement with, so I have a sponsor, New York Athletic Club. And they require us to compete in the national championships every year in order to still keep getting, funding and some money from them and support. So I had to talk to them, and because this year the national championships are like right after the World Championships, and they are in Washington, but West Coast. So like it's very far. It's like 12 hours by plane, and also like 9-hour time difference backwards, So it's pretty crazy. And it's like, how can I I could travel there for the weekend, but like how do I manage this if I have a daughter at home, Miguel has to work, so it's really difficult. he has to coach his athletes, right? And also I was planning on competing in Linz after the World Championships, so it's like World Championships, National Championships USA, Linz, and it doesn't yeah, it's like go back and forth, back and forth. So they are very supportive, and they're like, you are in a very special circumstance. Like you live in Germany, you have a daughter, like comparing you to the other, US athletes that we're making go to the national championships, like your circumstances, like it's okay. You don't have to compete. So I think also because I'm older, I've been around a long time. I've done plenty of national championships. And so they're like, they know I'm not trying to skip it. I just really, it's like really can't. It's very difficult. I could, but it doesn't make sense for me to go there. Yeah. So that's like my obligation, but I don't have to go. So it's good.
How many national medals do you have?
I don't remember, but I know I've won. I have like silvers and bronze, but I won 2 times. And then after I won the last one, which was in 2014, every year they would have the national championships the same time as the Pan American championships. So like, yeah. So 2015, 2016, I think 17, like all the years I was living still in USA, they were the same weekend. So after that, I didn't fight because I was fighting the Pan American Championships. It's for Olympic like Olympic qualifying points. It's more important. So I don't know, scheduling, some scheduling conflicts. Yeah. Yes. But now they changed it since I moved to Germany. They changed it to like different times of the year. So,
but I think sometimes like we have the same. I wouldn't maybe say like the problem, but we have the same like in Germany, because I think it's so hard to find a weekend where it's like no competition, and you also don't have 3 competitions in a row. And like you were saying, you don't come from maybe like Doha and go to America and then go back to Europe again. So I think it's like really tough to find a good dates for a time for the nationals.
Yeah. And it's always difficult. Hard. Like our schedule right now is so crazy. Like we're like, I feel like, I'm so happy this weekend I'm home, like it's nice,
Yeah, it is really.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
And then making a podcast with us, so you couldn't escape judo.
Yeah, I can't, but I like talking about myself, so it's okay.
I think everybody does, yeah.
Doesn't everyone? Yeah, so.
Yes. But it's good, like to know each other also, like from a different point of view.
Yeah, and also you're my friend, so it's like it's cool to have a conversation that's more like serious. I don't know, like you know what I mean. So
we also have serious conversations.
We do some heart to hearts, but yeah, it's different angle, So it's cool.
Yes, yeah, that's true. Richie, you also wanted to say something, or?
Yeah, because you mentioned now the obligations from this judo club, but if I see it with Giovanna and her national coach, or also Miguel, always is on track what she's doing, what she's eating, or maybe what she's not eating. And I was kind of interesting what it is like that your national coach is like on the other side of the world, and how can he be on track with your progress, let's say.
Yeah, I guess I have no communication with the national coach or any, we don't, I only see the national coach. We don't really have a national coach, actually.
Okay.
But I only see the coaches from the USA Judo Federation at competitions, and they just are like, oh, how are you doing? How's it going? Oh, your daughter's cute. So like... And she is, I know. And they're like, well, they know Miguel is my coach, so they don't really like interfere. And also like, yeah, it's kind of, I'm going to say it out loud, but yeah, kind of sad. They never like reach out to me and ask me how I'm doing and see what's going on. And I think that should change. But I have a coach here. I mean, I have a husband/coach, which is quite interesting and difficult sometimes, but so I don't know what would be better, to have a coach all the way in the USA that's like always calling me and talking to me, or having my coach/husband like next to me in the room every day. I don't know what's better. So, but it's working for now.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
I think like maybe both can be great too, but if you don't know the other side, you don't know what's better, you know?
Yeah. So at the moment, I don't have no real communication, just like logistic things, like what competitions I'm going to and, you know, making the plans, but that's about it. Nothing like technique wise or nutrition wise or anything like that from the coaches in USA.
Yeah, that's true. So we were already talking about your beloved husband.
He's going to listen to this and
and commenting.
Yeah, he commentates, right? Yeah, I know. Like,
yes,
I see him every week watching your podcast. So I'm like, oh, you're watching a podcast again? Is it interesting? You find something new about the secrets of Giovanna? You know.
There's no secrets about me. You just have to know I'm eating Haribo and doing judo.
Exactly. Yeah.
So again, like we already had like Miguel, like I think at the beginning from our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And how much like does it helps to you, like that he understands the commitment that you have to do all the training and travel all over the world, and that you need time for the training for the tournaments? Like, is it hard sometimes? Yeah, like you mentioned, sometimes it is because like you have Zoe, but I don't want to say do you have like an agreement, but I don't find any other better word maybe.
So I think our relationship works really well because we both love judo, and we both have a goal, and we both know our goals. So I think we're both supporting each other. He's supporting my goal, my dreams, and I'm supporting his goals and his dreams and his career, you know? So it is challenging because like I'm tired, he's tired. It's like a push and pull, but we both are on the same page, and we both have, so it's really like he knows I have to train, and he makes my life, you know, a little bit easier sometimes when I'm tired and tries to help. I know like he has to travel sometimes to go to Japan for 2 weeks, and I'm home alone with Zoe and I can't train optimally. So I have to like come up with a new training a little bit differently when he's not around. But I think it's working. I mean, we don't know anything else. This is the only thing we know. They have a baby now, and we're working together to make it work. It's difficult. We do have some issues sometimes about it, but we are learning, you know, through this new phase in our life, which is, you know, parenthood. Before it was so much easier. Before we had Zoe, he was like my coach. He would come home and, you know, take care of me, would cook, clean. Okay, not all the time clean. But now it's like we have Zoe, so we come home and it's like not like, oh, he's cooking dinner. He's putting Zoe to bed. I'm taking a shower, and then I have to cook dinner. So it's like really our time together is like limited now. We don't have the same amount of time that we used to. So our relationship sometimes, you know, it gets like pushed and pulled different ways. And sometimes we have to remember that we're still husband and wife, and like remember this, you know, and not always go into coach athlete mode or parenthood mode. So it's it's difficult sometimes, but it's working. It's working out somehow.
Yeah, that's true. But I think also like really to mention like how you were saying, like always remember that you're like also husband and wife. And I think that's like really, really important. Also for everybody who's like listening and hearing, like that you always have to remember that. I just wanted to say that.
It's really important. You're like you have to remember you love this person, you know, and it is difficult, and you sometimes you lean too hard on the person. You expect a lot from the other person when you're tired, but at the end of the day, you have to remember like why you were together and remember the roots of your relationship. I guess. Yeah.
And I mean, like if you push through this, I mean, like how strong would your relationship be? So that's I mean, like imagine you stop doing judo and maybe here's another job. So it would be like so easy. And if you go through all this, I mean, like it's always good to have challenges in your life. I believe.
Yeah. I mean,
it's really bonding.
Yeah, it's really definitely like a bonding experience. But I hope it's going to be easier after I'm finished with judo. I think it will be easier.
Sure.
Yeah. Yes, you have more time.
More time. Kind of, I guess. We'll see.
See. Yeah. I say kind of because I'm I still think you will come to judo, or do like other sports and stuff like that. Like,
I know, I'm
as
still
I
gonna
know
do
you.
sports. Yeah, I know. I was thinking, oh, maybe I should start like a CrossFit career or like bodybuilding. I don't know. We'll see.
Like your dad.
Yeah, but I don't know. Bodybuilding is a whole nother level because you have to like eat like perfectly, and I don't eat perfectly, so it's a new challenge. We'll see.
Yeah. Maybe you will go to MMA. Like.
Oh God. No, I mean for the money, it sounds nice, but I don't want to do that. No.
Yeah.
No punching for me.
No fighting in cages. That's not normal.
Not for me. Yeah, it's not normal. Yeah.
Yeah, your career is really like one of a kind, especially like being abroad and so far away from your national team. I mean, like you mentioned, like every other member of the national team in the US is maybe more or less similar. Mm-hmm. But what was really special afterwards was that you mentioned it before, you gave birth to Zoe. And doing your active career, I mean, like I think it's very unusual for like a woman to give birth during the active career and afterwards, go back and fight again. I mean, like, what was this episode of your life like?
It was interesting because it was during the COVID time, so there was no competitions and. We were still I was still training super hard. I was ready for the next competition, and we kind of were playing like roulette, like, oh, like if we have a baby, we have a baby, and it's meant to be. If we don't, I'll continue to, I would fight in the next competition, but we didn't know when the next competition was going to be. It was a very strange time, but I was still like training like I was going to compete. So, and then I found out I was pregnant like right before a competition, and I was like, oh, I was a little bit sad about it because I was like, I felt so ready to compete mentally, physically. Everything was like feeling good, but it wasn't meant to be to try to continue out until Tokyo. So when I was pregnant, I was like, I still felt, I was like, well, I could stop now, but then I felt like unfinished. And I knew I would always regret if I never came back to the sport. So, I mean, I could have just stopped and be like, okay, the COVID retired me, but there's still this one thing missing in my career, which is like Olympic Games, and it's like every judoka's dream to make the Olympic Games. And I feel like I've had a lot of what ifs, could haves, should haves, a lot of moments where like I made a lot of mistakes maybe in my career where I should have made the Olympic team like 2016, but I didn't, so like I feel like I still have to finish my career, hopefully, at the Olympics. So this is why I'm back. But I'm not putting this pressure on me, like to make the Olympic Games. I'm putting like, one tournament at a time. Okay, let's see how this tournament goes. Like, we're going to go to this Grand Slam, this Grand Slam. Oh, you made the World Championships. Okay, let's go to the World Championships. So I'm taking it like 1 month at a time, one tournament at a time, not Olympic Games. So it's a little bit, for me, it's better mentally to work this way instead of just focusing on the Olympics. Because if I just focus on the Olympics, then I'm going to be a mental mess, So I'm having fun now. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like really important, like to have fun, because then mentally you're not like stuck.
Yeah.
Can you say like stuck? Yeah.
Like stuck. You're stuck, or you're like always stressed, like you have this pressure in the back of your mind that you have to do something. You have to, do well at the next tournament. You have to take a medal. You have to win 2 fights, or you have to get the points, points. So I'm trying not to, actually, since I came back to the sport, I haven't thought about points, like, okay, of course you have to like look at what's going on and kind of figure out like for your next moves and everything. But I'm not just like staring at the world ranking list every day, like, so
yeah,
like I used to really do this all the time, and it's so bad for you mentally. And
I know.
So I've taken a different approach to how I'm handling the last part of my career,
Yeah.
So
I really had like the same problem too. because you always see the big goal, but you don't see the steps you have to take to get to the big goal.
Yeah. And then,
that's
then
the biggest
the
problem,
big goal is
I think.
here. Yeah. And you're missing all the small goals to get to the big goal. So this is why I'm just taking like one competition at a time, week by week. And it's been going so much better for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really true.
Yeah. Still waiting for a big medal. I mean, since I came back, I have one medal, but I want a Grand Slam medal or World Championship medal. Who knows?
Yeah. Hopefully we will know soon.
We'll know soon.
We have to invite you again.
Yeah. And I'll be like, hey, no.
Maybe.
I'm not like that. No. I give the medal to Zoe to play. I give the medal to Zoe to play with. It's fine.
Yeah. New nickname for her, Bluey.
Bluey, yeah. What the
heck? No. We keep it in secret, okay?
Yeah. You can edit this out. No, you don't have to. You can.
We put it over.
Yeah. Zoe's new name is Chloe. It's not even a word in English, so I don't know where that came from.
It's weird. No, we don't take it. Zoe is more cute.
Yes.
So you kind of mentioned why you decided to continue with your career, like after like giving birth, and also what was your motivation? But maybe can you say like what was your mindset at the first point? Because there must have been one part like after giving birth and like coming back and getting back in shape again, where you'd be like, okay, I want to fight this competition. So
I was very kind of afraid when I came back. I was the most biggest fear was I able to get back into shape, like the same fitness as I was before. So I didn't know what to expect. So I just came back and I was surprised that it was faster and easier than I thought to get back into shape.
Really?
Like, yeah, I don't know. I just like did normal things. I didn't eat differently. I just did my normal trainings and I was surprised. Like every week I was getting better and better and the weight was not even a problem. Like I lost all my baby weight in like 2 weeks. I don't know. It was very strange. So I was back to weighing like 63 kilos, normal, like just walking around. So that wasn't the problem at all. But getting back into like judo shape, it took like time. But I was surprised that like judo was feeling like fun. I was feeling, I don't know, I was feeling pretty strong. I guess this mom strength was coming in. I'm already kind of strong, so I was feeling a little bit stronger. Maybe it was a mental thing, but yeah. So I had in my head that I wanted to do like, I don't know why, but I wanted to go to Abu Dhabi, the one you won, Abu Dhabi Grand Slam in October.
2021.
Yeah, 2021. Yeah.
That was like
that was like my plan to come back, but then I was like, okay, it was not even like 6 months. It was very soon. But I was feeling so good and so confident. I was like, I think I can compete. No problem. But I waited a couple more months and I started competing. My first competition was in January, end of January 2022. Yeah. So I think it was better because it's totally different from training to competing. Like there's like you can be like good in the dojo, but maybe you're not ready for competition is completely different. Like the fitness, because everything, your body goes through this like complete stressful state. So I'm happy I waited because in January, I still didn't feel like optimal. I didn't feel like 100% ready yet. Like, I think it takes time to get back into this like judo fitness.
Yeah. Did you think like if you were like fighting in Abu Dhabi, you maybe would be getting injured because you didn't feel like being in shape?
Yeah, it could be a possibility. I mean, I didn't think about it in my head that I would get injured, but I 100%, I knew in my heart that my body wasn't like 100% ready to go and put myself through like if I had like 4 fights, I think I would have not been able to do it, so
yeah,
it was a good decision. I wish I was there though. You won the competition, so
it was so cool.
Yeah, I was watching from home and I was like, oh, I should have went. But it was better all around. It was a good decision to wait longer. There was no rush to come back, So.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really surprising because I was thinking like if you see other women get pregnant and afterwards having like also a lot of problems to get down the weight again. So I mean, like we always knew that you were very strong, but this is like freak of nature kind of thing.
Yeah. No, kind of. I like to say like maybe it's like my genetics or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I don't think it's like that normal, to get back this fast, like as I did. So I'm thankful for my genetics. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Especially like to your dad, because he's really looks so fucking strong. That's crazy.
I know my dad. Like I swear, I'm super strong because of him. Like he used to make me do like push-ups. Like we would watch cartoons, and like I have to do like 50 push-ups during the cartoons. But I liked doing it. Like it was so fun, And I would do like I thought it was fun. Don't want to ask me why push-ups are fun, but like I used to do like 100 push-ups in a row, no problem. I can't do it anymore, but I have to like train it now. But before it was like easy to just do push-ups, and I would just bench press with my dad and squats, and that's why I'm pretty strong in the gym. Yeah.
I mean, like you mentioned again because or why you get back in peak shape, but maybe you can say did you do anything different afterwards to get back? Because I think like if you get birth in the beginning, I mean like your body parts which are involved in the birth, you cannot train that properly. Maybe like how could you go back so fast?
You need to like heal first because it's quite painful to like run and things like this. So I remember I went to the doctor and they're like, you could start running, and I went running like 6 weeks later, and I was like, oh, I can't run, this hurts, and like it hurts like so much, like your hips and everything. And then going back to judo, the biggest thing that hurt was like taking falls in the beginning, like getting your body like slammed to the ground. Ouch. Like ouch. Like my hips were, because you know why, you're when you give birth, like everything like expands, and so you have a lot of like this hormone in your body that makes your body like expand, and so it's still in there, after whatever months, and I came back like 2 months after, or 3 months after I gave birth. So this was hurting. My hips were hurting a lot in the beginning with judo. And also another thing that was pretty crazy, always had a strong core. Your stomach is so strong from doing judo your whole life. After you give birth, you have like no muscles in your stomach, like zero. Like I remember laying down in the bed and I was like trying to get up, like just to like get up out of the bed. And I was like, I can't get up. Like, I had to roll, or Miguel like grabbed my hands, and I was like, I literally like no core muscles. So this actually, maybe the longest, this is what took time to get back, is this core strength, with judo, it's so important to have this like really core strength to help throwing and to get to move. And so this, I felt like, I remember every day after judo, I'm like, my judo's feeling better, but oh my God, I have no strength in my core. Like I would get so tired so much, like my back would get really tired really fast. And I felt like I just had like no power to like, turn or to throw during training after like 6 rounds, I had like nothing left. Yeah. So I think after like 1 year, I was like, okay, I'm back. Like my core is back, so that took time.
1 year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Crazy. 1 year. I mean, every week it gets better, but like to feel back to where I was, about 1 year. Yeah, it took. Yeah.
Wow, that's really crazy. Like,
but I couldn't even do a pull-up. I couldn't even do pull-ups. Like I had no muscles in my stomach. It was crazy.
I still can't. What the hell? And now you're doing muscle ups and stuff like that. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, I was doing muscle ups before I gave birth, and then I was like, okay, if I can do a muscle up again, then I'm back. I'm back.
And now you have muscle ups in your trainings plan.
Yeah, I could do like 5 or 6 in a row, but yeah.
3 times.
3 times, yeah.
So now we were talking like again about like you being a judo mom, and you also mentioned it on Instagram. But what is a judo mom out of your point of view?
I think it's important. So I like to like refer to myself as like an athlete mom. I think it's like really important for other people to see that you can have a baby and then you can also do like elite sport. Like it's not impossible to mix the two. So I kind of like just to like represent this group, you know. I think it's not like a big group of people. I mean, you're seeing it more and more. It's happening more than before. Like even in the judo world now, we have like Nakota Smith Davis. She came back after having a baby. Kim Poling. Clarice Agbegnu, who's in my category, she also had a baby and came back. And so
Pavia kind of
yes, Pavia, she did come back. I think she did. She also got a medal like after.
Yes,
too.
No, she's not fighting, but after she gave birth, she also did first in the first competition. She came back and stuff like that. So really impressive.
Yeah. So I just want to like, it's like for the world to see like this is like what I'm representing, like this idea that, you know, mom, you know, athlete, you can do it all. Of course you have to like, it's not easy, but it's possible. Yeah.
And if you like, now we were talking like 50 minutes, like it's like really possible because like how you say, you know, some people also have like their parents, like I can say like, for example, Clarice, like when we were back in Tel Aviv, she also has like her mom and stuff like that. And just, I think for her, it's like really great. And you do like really impressive. Like we were saying, you just go to competitions. You have nobody to take care, or if they take care, they have to come really up road and far away to take care of it. So it's like, I think if you can do it with all the full plan you have, I think everybody can really do it, or at least try to do it.
Thank you. Yeah. Like I can't take my mom to the competition, unfortunately, to watch her. I would love to have Zoe at the competitions. I think it would be really a cool experience to have like my daughter there, but it's not possible. I can't afford to take I can't afford it. And also like, it's like not possible. Like one grandparent is in Portugal, the other grandparents are in USA. It's just like, doesn't work, you know? So we're making it work. I have no idea how we're doing it. Sometimes I'm like I travel a lot and Miguel does too, but right now I have to say a big thank you to Miguel because he's watching her a lot more than I am when I'm obviously traveling, you know? So thanks, babe. if you're listening.
Miguel, if you're listening till here, you have to say thank you, babe.
Yeah, I am thankful, even though you don't think I am sometimes. I really appreciate it. It's like it wouldn't be possible like what I'm doing right now like without him. Like biggest supporter ever. I'm very lucky.
Yeah,
very lucky.
I mean, like this is also like a good role model you gave back to your person, because I think a lot of female athletes are like stuck in this competition and want to go and next Olympic champion or next Olympics and also all these things. But you're the best example that it could be possible to give birth also like in your active career, because if you know you want to do judo like until you're 33, 35, afterwards it also get maybe complicated to give birth. So I think it's like a really good role model you gave for all the women who are doing sports and for especially doing judo. So thank you for doing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, we talk about this a little bit about the Olympic Games, and I mean, like so far you have an illustrious career with all those Pan American Championships and all those international medals, and I mean, like if I hear it right, you always have this dream of the Olympic Games, but you also said like you make step by step. What is your next goal, or what are your biggest goals for your career right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say for this year, for 2023, I would like to win the Pan American Championships because I have not won the Pan American Championships. And so this is a big goal for me. And I would like to get at least one Grand Slam medal as a mommy. So that's another goal of mine. So these are my two big goals. And, like I said, taking tournament by tournament. And if it's meant to be for the games, it will be, so I'm not, this is always like, yes, this is the goal. This is why I'm back, but it's not the only reason why I'm back is to make the Olympics. So if I would like to get these two medals, at least two medals in the next year and a half. And then, we get these two medals and Olympic Games are just around the corner, so yeah, these are my two goals at the moment. And I want to say Olympic Games, but this is just not the one in front. It's not the goal that's in front of me at the moment.
Yeah. So we are at the part right now where we're like saying that we have to take step by step, and maybe have like a big goal in the mind, but focus more on.
Like
I wouldn't say more important.
Like
really, like you're saying, like really what's in front of you. And
what's right in front of me right now is the World Championships are coming up soon. So this is like, I want to have the best preparation for this competition. And, no one's expecting me to go and win a medal at the World Championships. So for me, there's no pressure, so I can just do my best, go to the competition, fight my best and if I do what I'm supposed to do, a good result will happen, So this is where I'm at the moment in my career, in my stage of judo right now.
Yeah, that's true. So we were also like had like your age like in the beginning, so you will turn 35 this year. I hope it's not a problem if I say it.
Know. I am so sad about 35.
First of all, we have to see passport. We have to see passport if it's really accurate.
That's really accurate. I swear. People ask me how old I am. I'm like, how old do you think I am? And they're like, oh, like 30, 32. And I'm like, yes. I always say this,
They don't need to know.
They don't need to know because then you say, oh yeah, I'm 35. And they're like, oh, it's like, I sound like I'm middle-aged, like a middle-aged
But they can check on Google anyway.
Yeah, it's true. I know. Just Google me. But if they don't Google me, then it's fine. They can just think I'm 30 years old or because they think I'm older now, obviously, because I have a baby, but like not 35.
Yeah. But I think for me it was like the same reaction when I found out that Asma Niang is like 40. And I was like, really? I thought she's so much younger. And she was like, no, I'm 40. I was like, you sure? You not like you're sure, but how old she is. But
yeah.
But like we had like other guests in our podcast like Luise Malzahn, Jasmin Gabowski, Martina Dreidosch, like quitting their career and like being retired from judo. And how long do you think you will stay being a pro athlete? Or
I'm gonna say,
don't you know yet?
I don't really know, but I'm gonna say most likely the end of next year, like July, middle of next year. So around the Olympic time is my expiration dates. not my expiration date, but because I would like to have another baby as well. I would like to, have another child. So, and like I said, I'm 35 and how there's like this, the older you are, the harder it is to have a child. So, I would like to have another baby. And I mean, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to stay in judo because right now I'm working with the European Judo Union. I work as a media manager with them, and maybe I will stay working with them. So this kind of keeps me involved with judo. I'm not sure, like I'm never going to stop or quit judo. It's always going to be part of my life. Like my husband is judo coach. He's always going to be talking about judo, and I'm a judo, like I'm obsessed with judo. I love judo. It's like part of my life, so it always will be part of my life, whether it's me coaching like little kids or something, but I'm just not too sure what I will do like with judo after I'm done with my competitive career. Maybe I will go to like the Masters championships or something. Fight the old people.
Oh yeah.
It's over 30 competitions.
Yeah, they aren't there? There's like this Masters. I think there's like this like Masters World Championships. Maybe I'll do this one day just for fun. You know, like
and kicking
when I'm like
ass
45. Yeah.
Old asses.
So, you know, like I feel like I'm never going to put out like a message that says, oh, I'm retired from judo, because you know what? I don't know if I'm going to ever be like fully retired.
But Hannah, if you want to put out this message, please go to our podcast because Joanna and I, we are always like, if everybody want to make an announcement, please go to our podcast and then we are the first one.
Okay.
But I have like still a question of like for retirement. So Los Angeles, like you were talking, the next Olympic Games in 2028 are in Los Angeles.
Yes,
so this is like not a like. Don't you have like be like okay, would be like cool to fight like at
in
home
my country? Oh yes. I mean, this conversation comes up a lot with a lot of people because they're like, are you gonna like, you know, have a baby and just come back? And I'm like another baby and come back, and I'm like, again?
Yeah.
Like
crazy.
I think right? I think about it and I'm like, it was hard. It was a challenge to come back, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do it again and be in the same level again, you know, because it's older. It's another 2028 is like 5 years from now, right? Yeah. So like,
yes.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I can't say yes or no. I'm not going to say yes or no about it. So that's my answer.
We're excited. maybe in 5 years we were talking about this one again.
Oh my God, I'm going to have all white hair and be like,
no,
super old.
You're not a granny.
You have to know, in Hannover there are good barbers, so they can make it like back the color.
I know. You can see I already have some white hair and I'm covering up with my super blonde hair. So
Miguel has more white hair.
I know. He told me it's like our fault that he has white hair. Like it's my fault. It's your fault. It's
no, it's not.
It's because he's so stressed from our.
That's why he's losing hair.
You can tell. You can tell.
That's not my fault.
You know, I'm going to say this on the podcast because he's going to listen. You know, when I first met him, he had more hair, and he said that, you know, I made him like lose his hair. He stressed him out so much. Yeah.
He's a liar.
Yeah. It's not my fault, but
no, it's not.
I guess. Yeah.
Mine also not.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? Not having this look is in, so don't worry. The bald.
Yeah, for sure.
Luigi hates when I make jokes about his non-existing hair.
Because their jokes are like not good jokes.
But it's easy. You don't have to like buy shampoo or.
Yeah, but you have to cut them. As I always say, a beautiful face like mine or Miguel's, it needs place. So
yeah, exactly. I like that. I can't argue with that.
Yeah, I mean, like you're back to the judo topics.
Sorry, yeah, we're talking about here. Hairs.
Yeah. I mean, like if I see you and Miguel and how you both talk about judo, live judo, I mean, like it's really obvious that you're so passionate about it. And you mentioned it before that maybe you, after your career, you want to teach like kids and maybe pursue this job with the IGU. Mm-hmm. But what do you think your life will be like maybe in 15 years, 20 years? Will you still be in judo in this period of time? Because I think it would be also very interesting if Zoe grew up a judo player, mm-hmm. and you also can support her in this way. I don't know what is your take on that, and how you think your life with judo will look like, even though you're not in an active career.
I really hope that Zoe does judo, because I would love to be involved. I'm not going to be like the super crazy parent that's like, I mean, I don't know. I probably will change my mentality. But I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be so chill. I'm not gonna be like the one that's like, you must win. You know, you must be world champion. No, you must be better than me.
Don't break under pressure, please.
Yeah, I will. I hope it just like organically happens that she like just wants to do judo and she likes to compete and she wants to, you know, do the next level and hopefully fight in the IGF World Tour. That would be like my dream. I really hope so. Like, I hope she goes to like, you know, all these like small tournaments, does well, moves on to the Cadet European Championships or whatever country she fights for, because we don't know what country she's going to fight for yet. She could be German or Portuguese or American. We don't know.
What citizenship she got?
At the moment, she has an American citizenship and Portuguese, and she will get her German one this year or next year, I believe. Yeah.
Or does she have to live like 7 years in Germany to get it?
5.
Okay.
Well, she was born here, so she's but I have to live here for 5 years. I lived here for 6 years in July, so we can get her passport now. So I don't know what country she's going to fight for. So that's also going to be quite interesting. So I hope she does judo. That's just my I hope she loves it. I hope she, you know, likes to do taiotoshi and is a left-handed player like me. And, and
maybe she would. Oh.
Oh.
Maybe she's like becoming good with the hips too, like with Ogoshi and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can teach her, you know. Aunt Gigi can teach her. Tanta Gigi. Yeah, she has so many people to show her and so many people around her that love judo. I feel like it's just gonna happen naturally. Like, I'm not gonna force her to do judo, but I think just in general, like, sports will be part of her life because has 2 sporty parents. Like, I can't imagine her, like, sitting in the corner painting or something.
And she has so much energy too.
And she's really has a lot of energy. Like, I think painting won't be enough. You know, painting, drawing.
No.
Yeah.
She needs to like. She's very active. That's also why we're like super tired, because like all day, every day, we're just like going, plus training. So it's hard.
Yeah.
It's fun.
But it was easier when she couldn't like walk and were just in her area.
I know. Do you remember that? She had like a little like area. She just would sit there like moving her hands, and you're just like would throw like a ball at her, and she would be like, you know, can't catch a ball, and sit there, and you're just like, oh man, those were easy times. Yeah. She used to sleep during training. Remember? Yeah. She would sleep. Yeah. Now we're trying to like save her from getting like sometimes she just like runs out into the mat when people are doing Randori, and you're like trying to save her from getting squished. Yeah. She has no idea that she's in danger, you know. So.
She's not even afraid from God. She's like,
no.
Yeah, but time is changing. And,
she's like, my dad is a coach. She will kick your ass.
She's like, she stands and she bows us in, you know, and she's like laughing at us when we're bowing in. I'm like, it's good. You have to come and watch us, Luigi, one day.
Yeah,
for sure. But I mean, like, I see a lot of videos of also when you wanna upload on Instagram, or also when you upload something. So So I just cannot imagine that she will not stay in judo. So
same. Yeah. So this is like the only image I have in the future. Judo with Zoe.
For sure. And maybe also for a European country, maybe it's better for tax reasons. The European citizenship.
From Switzerland.
So she has options. So yes. Yeah. So.
Now back to
it. Yeah.
Not in a bad way.
No, it's good.
So, like Luigi also were already like saying, you were like fighting over 10 plus years doing judo and like being on international level. How much did judo changed, like with the rules and like kind of everything? Do you have like a specific thing you'd be like, oh wow, that's so crazy that it like changed for like, okay, what everybody knows, like, for example, we don't have Koka or Yuko anymore, but maybe you have like other stuff that really, really changed hard.
That's a good question because I feel like, every year it's like changing, and it's from the time when I first started, I guess, when I first started like fighting internationally, now I feel like they do give more time in Newaza. So they actually like respect your time when you're like down there, and they give a lot of time, and you can like either like win down there or you can waste a lot of time also, because like sometimes they're just like letting you just like roll around and you're like, I'm just rolling around, and they're not saying mate, so and before you would just like when you would just like go in the ground for like 2 seconds, they would say mate, and now they like let you really work down there, which is really good for people that are good in Newaza, but also bad in some ways because sometimes you're like doing nothing and you're like wasting precious time, especially if you're down by Wazari or something and you're like, oh my god, I have to get up, and you can't get up because the person's just like on top of you like doing nothing, and they're like, oh, we're doing something.
Sometimes like really 1 minute like Newaza.
Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. It never used to be like that. So this has changed a lot, and I said there's pros and cons because sometimes I think like it should stop and the referee doesn't stop it. What else? Do you remember when they had like unlimited Wazaris?
Yeah. Oh yes,
that was like not too long ago, but I hated that. That was so strange. Like you can get thrown like 5 times in the fight, and then if the other person throws for Ippon, it's like, how did that person win? Like you just got thrown 5 times. So I actually was like a little bit embarrassed for some people because I'm like, they would get thrown like 5-6 times Wazari, and you're like, they should just stop the match, like
it is like embarrassing,
like it's
for real.
Yeah, like just call Ippon for one of them. Like I remember watching some fights and I'm like, why did they just call Ippon for one?
And sometimes it's like also really hard when you were like throwing the other one like really 3 times Wazari, and the other one really just throw you Wazari too, and they got Ippon, and you'd be like, no way.
So that was like so confusing for everyone, I think, because like, so I'm happy that changed. That was like very, very bad decision from. But like, what else do you remember? I don't really. For me, just the Newaza thing, I think.
Did you were part of like the generation with the leg grabbing?
Yes,
but was it part of your judo?
I'm super happy they don't have leg grabs actually, because I used to always get thrown. I would do like a uchimata or ochi, and then they always get like tegaruma'd all the time.
Yeah.
So this was like a life game changer for me, actually.
Yeah. I think for me too, because also like with Uchimata and Hawagoshi and Osoto is like for me really dangerous.
Same, yeah, because I don't really throw Uchimata, but sometimes I would like put my leg in the middle to do like a Oochi, and then I'm like, oh, Teguruma, and then I would get yeah. So this, I'm so happy. This changed like in 2012-ish, I think.
Yeah,
I don't remember, because I remember I fought like Anna Bernholm when she was 63.
Oh, really? Crazy.
And she used to do this, and I was like, I remember I was winning by Wazari, and then she threw me for Ippon with this Teguruma, and I was like, this is like, because I was like, oh, I threw her with the Uchimata, and then I tried it again, and it didn't work. So
this is my luck that we don't have the rule anymore when I have to fight against her.
yeah, I'm so happy. Yeah, well, now she fights 70 now, so you fight her now.
Yeah. I have to fight against her.
Yeah. So I'm super happy about that rule. That was a really nice change for judo.
Yeah, that's true.
For my benefits, I think. And
I think for many.
Yeah. And also I like the, before they used to have the weigh-ins in the morning, like 6 o'clock in the morning. Do you remember this, or were you?
Yes, I had this too when I was cadets and juniors.
Yeah, so this also is super nice. Yeah. But I don't know about the 4 p.m. time now is very weird, because you're like not sure, like, should I eat dinner? Should I have a snack? Like, you're not sure what to do in between the 4 to 7 period time. Like after you weigh in, you're like, what do I eat from this period? Because you don't want to eat dinner. Breakfast.
Late breakfast.
I actually love breakfast. I could eat breakfast all day, every day. Seriously. But this is a strange, I mean, I don't really cut weight, so it's fine. But still, you're like, well, I don't want to eat dinner now because it's only 4:30, and you want to. So this is a strange thing. But
I think it's like good to have just like noodles and stuff like that.
Yeah. So we're figuring it out, because I just changed it this year. I think I've done like only like 3 competitions or 4 competitions with the 4 p.m. So figuring it out, as we're going. Yes, so that's why we have nutritionists now.
It really is.
Yeah. It's your fault, Giovanna.
My?
I'm kidding.
Because I'm eating too much Haribo.
Yeah. So now we're seriously, I think tomorrow we're starting this nutrition thing. Because of her. I think it's going to be fun, actually. It's going to be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope.
They're going to measure our fat and everything, so.
And they'll be like, you're eating too much Haribo.
I also eat it too, so you're not the only one. Don't worry.
Good. Please eat more the next 6 weeks.
Okay,
we have to change the topic.
Let's go.
No, but I mean, it's really, really nice having you. And I mean, like, we are two more questions and quick fire at the end. And for right now, I just want to say thank you very much. We really appreciate your time and to be so honest about everything. I mean, like, really personal stuff as well. So, so we really appreciate you that you've been so open. And I think it's really interesting for everybody listening who is kind of in this process, entering the pro level and also be in the pro level, for example. So I think there were a lot of, nuggets that everybody can pick off and to get a little bit further in their judo career. But we wanted to know, what advice would you give younger judo player who were entering the pro level, and as well the younger judo player, especially from the US? What advice would you give them?
It's going to sound like so, I don't know. I'm just like, everyone says this, but like, really never give up. Judo is really hard. You sometimes in the beginning you have a lot more losses than wins. You lose a lot, but if you believe in yourself, you can do it. You can make it happen. So for the Americans, if they're listening to me, if you feel like no one believes in you, just keep going. If you believe in yourself, you can make it happen. So it sounds very like, just do it, like Nike kind of thing. I don't have like the best advice, but like, if you really, really want this, you can make it happen. Like, there was so many people in my life that told me I can't, and I wanted it. So I made it happen. So there's always going to be doubters in your life. If you believe you can do it, just go for it, and, you're going to fail, but failing is part of the process and it's part of the journey. And, judo is an amazing sport. You meet people. I met my husband in the sport. You meet so many friends. You have so many good, it's a good bubble, it's a positive experience. I think it really builds your character. It's not just about the medals, even though the medals are a plus, but it's more than that, so, just go for it, and it's hard, but you can do it. Just do it. Like Nike says,
Yeah, of course, like Nike said, but if you believe in yourself, you have at least like one believer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's all that matters. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who is around you. If you don't believe in yourself, it won't happen. So really the biggest belief is you. So if you think you can do it, freaking do it,
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's really true.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we mentioned it also before, like, everything happens for a reason. And if this goal is in your head, it's in your head for a reason, because God put it in there. And sure, nobody else can see it because you're the only person with this head. So I think also you showed it that everything is possible, even though you have not the best or the professional system when you're growing up, and see how far you got. So
like the biggest thing for me was like financial, like I had no financial support, but I freaking figure it out, and that's what, if you really want something, you'll find a way, you'll figure it out, so
and your body become like I don't know, Superman, like for real.
And it builds your character. Like, I think in life, it doesn't have to be about just sport. Anything in life, if you want it, you have to go get it. You know, you have to work for it. So that's my advice. Go get it, people. And you have to work for it. It doesn't, you know, you just
of course too.
You just can't like sit down and be like, I want to be Olympic champion today. You know, and you have to freaking work for it. And that's the thing I think young people need to realize. Like, it takes hard work, many years, lots of work, and lots of sweat and tears, but it's worth it once you get it. So. And patience. Yes, that's it. That's all I have. Sorry, I'll stop.
No. It's good. I think it's like really important to give like. I hope many young athletes also listen to our podcast, or we also get like some. I just say review from parents and be like, oh, okay, I just show it to my kid and be like, okay, there's not always a sunny side. You also have like bad side, and not everything can be shiny. It also needs to be like rain in your life to achieve your goals and to see maybe also what's missing and what you need.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's good what you said, like really lovely words.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You also said the right things too, and be patient, because that's really important. So
yeah. So we're coming to our last question, and you have the nickname Banana.
Yeah.
What does it mean? Who gave it to you? Why you have it as like a nickname?
So, you know, my name's Hannah. So Hannah Banana goes really well together. So, I mean, my uncle used to call me Banana. Everyone in my family called me Banana except my parents. They didn't like it. They don't like it. But, and then the funny thing is, like, I actually always eat bananas, like, all the time. Like, in judo tournaments, like, I always have a banana, and everyone in the USA team is like, I never see you without a banana. So they all call me the banana. Yeah. So like my coaches call me the banana, or, you know, how's the banana doing? So like they just call me Banana because I like to eat bananas and it goes good with my name. So yeah, I always say I have like some banana power now. So, and when when I was young, I used to draw. Funny. I used to make these comic books. And I had a comic book called Banana Power, and it was like a yellow banana. I drew it with a cape, and that was me. So, yeah, you can call me. So
that's cute.
Yeah, I wish I could find them, but yeah, I used to draw like the banana. I was the Banana Power, and then I had like some friends that were oranges and strawberries and grapes. There was a comic book I used to make. Maybe I should like really make it in the future. That's my future life, making comic book called The Banana. Just kidding. I don't know. But yeah.
Maybe.
So yes, Hannah Banana. It's just very normal to do this, to say this in the USA, because it goes really good with the name. Yeah.
Okay.
You also have it like on your belt, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I have it on my belt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my coach from back home, Jason Morris, made it for me. Yeah. So
this is a healthy way of an addiction.
Yeah, it's a good thing to like. Bananas are really good for you. So
for you.
Yeah, for me. You know, Miguel doesn't like bananas. Zoe doesn't like bananas. So I'm like the only person in my family that eats bananas. So
wow. I eat them, but it's not like I be like, oh yeah, bananas, I buy them. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That was really our last question. I mean, like, we will go on with this quick fire, but in this moment, I just again want to say thank you again, and we really appreciate you. And if anybody who's listening, even in the US, I hope we gain a new new listeners from the US now. And if you want to have Hannah again, or maybe other Olympic members or Judo National Team members from the US, just let us know. Yeah, write in the comments. So we would be very open-minded, and I hope our English was not too bad. I mean, like
too German.
Yeah, I mean, like for Giovanna and me, obviously German was or English wasn't even our second language. So we try our best. And if you want to have maybe Hannah again in the podcast, just also let us know. And we would be really glad to get in contact with all of you. So just follow the Instagram of Giovanna, the Instagram of our podcast. And if you also would like to get us the Instagram of Hannah. So also follow her. So
at Judo Hannah.
Yeah,
we will also mention it when we post you.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. And,
Don't worry.
Yeah, so
Hannah has also TikTok, by the way.
Yes, I do. Not
Yeah,
that good, but one day I'll be good. One day I'll be TikTok famous, I promise.
Banana Ogando?
Yeah.
Yeah, we will link all of that. So just follow her. So I think you will get a lot of content, a lot of information, and as you all listened, it's like she really role model for everybody doing judo. Such a tough way to have this career, and I mean, like, she's still here and achieved so much. So yeah, I just can say I'm really happy that we have these conversations. But now the quick fire. Blue or white judo-gi?
White.
Ippon throwing somebody or submission?
Ippon throwing someone.
Okay. Yeah. Now the main question: ananas on pizza? Yes or no?
You're gonna hate me. Yes.
No.
Oh.
I love pineapples on pizza. I know. I'm sorry. And no, your Italian roots are like screaming right now. Love it. Sorry.
Okay. I'm shocked, but I have to go on.
I hope you still like me after this.
Yeah, for sure. We will. Don't worry.
If you would have a superpower, what would it be?
Oh,
bananas.
I can throw bananas at everyone and they all fall down.
Oh, like Mario Kart.
Sorry. Yeah, you know, like Mario Kart when you're just, yeah, that'd be actually really funny. A really funny superpower. But I think I would like to, I don't know, fly, walk through walls, like be invisible. That'd be really cool. Like to be invisible when I want to, you know, or you press a button and you can just be in New York if you want, or be on the beach. That's a cool superpower.
Yeah.
I said like 5. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. I mean, you can dream. It's no problem. Yeah. First thing you think of when you wake up?
Why is Zoe on top of my face? Because she always is.
Currywurst or burgers?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Currywurst or burgers?
Burgers, 100% burgers.
You didn't eat them from Volkswagen.
Yeah. If you could meet anybody, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh. Ooh. I don't know. I can't answer that question.
Okay. My name is Hannah Martin and I'm a blank.
And I'm a judoka.
Nice. Yeah, so thank you very much also for this quick fire. I mean, like, nobody knows what these questions would look like. So thank you.
Sorry, I wasn't prepared for them.
No worries.
Everybody's taking pineapple on the pizza. That's so hard.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
We will get over it.
Yeah, we just cry ourselves and sleep tonight. But it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. I think for now we are finished right now. But I really wanted again to say thank you, and I mean, like, if you want to now have a last message for everybody, just that's your time. Maybe you want to say something, and then Giovanna will also say the last words, and then we are done for today.
I'm really thankful that you invited me on here. I loved this podcast. I think it's a really good thing you have going on, Giovanna and Luigi. It's really, really cool. I wish I could understand everything when I listen to your podcast, but one day I will, I promise. So one day I will get everything. But so thank you for inviting me here and speaking English with me. I really appreciate it.
No worries.
Yeah, don't say thank you. I just want to say also, like, thank you for like joining our podcast and like being here and showing us more about your life. Maybe also just like some more private parts. And yeah, maybe we have like one day the chance to invite you again, and like really, really thank you.
You're welcome. It'd be funny maybe to have Miguel and I at the same time. That might be interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe in the future.
In the future, yeah.
When we have more possibilities, because now we're really small and we hope we are getting bigger every day. So
yeah, you will. I believe you will. So
okay, thank you very much. So everybody who's listening, please just follow all our channels, and especially the channel of Hannah Martin, so Instagram, TikTok. I will link everything down in the descriptions. And yeah, for now that's a wrap. Hope you all enjoyed it. Looking forward for the next podcast, and stay safe and have a good one. Bye.